Hello, today we are going to talk about how to use the snap packaging software mechanism and app store for KDE applications. We're going to exemplify this on the KDE application Blinken, which is a KDE game. So snap is a software package format with extension snap. The snap file is in fact a compressed file system that uses squashfs. Snaps work on various Linux operating systems. There's a snapd, which is a tool that manages and integrates and mounts snaps. Okay. So the KDE Git repository for Blinken has a flatpak manifest JSON, which instructs how to build a flatpak package out of this KDE Git repository. And similarly, there's also a .snapcraft.yaml YAML that instructs how to build this KDE Git repository as a snap. So it's using the latest base, which is Ubuntu Core 22, which is similar to Ubuntu 22.04. Okay, has the confinement which is required for publishing in the stable channel of the Snap App Store, which is strict, which means confined. It uses KDE Neon, which is a Snapcraft extension, which provides Qt 5 and KDE Frameworks 5 version 5.108. Okay, so let's see how we can build this application using Snap. Okay, so this is the wiki page of the Snap software. And from there we can go to the webpage, official webpage of Snap, which is snapcraft.io. And there's also the GitHub repository. The Snapcraft is the tool for building snap packages, and snapd is the software that manages snap files on my system. Okay, so we need Snapcraft in order to convert a snapcraft.yaml or .snapcraft.yaml file into a .snap file. Okay. In the GitHub webpage, so github.com/snapcore/snapcraft, there's in the readme.md a link to building your first snap, which takes us to snapcraft.io/docs/creating a snap. There's possibilities of packing as snap, source code projects that use various programming languages and desktop toolkits by the means of snap extensions. Okay. Let's look at Snapcraft overview. So says that your Linux distribution should support Snap, and then you will need to install Snap on your Linux distribution. So I'm on Ubuntu 2304, has support for Snap. The Snap daemon was pre-installed. So let's look at some random instructions, such as the ones for Debian. It's available in the Debian package repository for binary deb packages. Okay, what about Fedora? Also available in the binary packages from the default repositories from Fedora. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to install the software named Snapcraft, which will be installed classic, which means unconfined. It will be able to use everything, the entire file system, and it's still delivered via the App Store because it's a special snap that was allowed in the store by Ubuntu. So let's do this. Let's be in today's directory. Asks for my password. Says Snapcraft is already installed. Let's see snap list. So this is Blinken, the snap that I've built locally and installed. This is Snapcraft with its dependencies. So Blinken depends on KF5 5.108 and on GTK common themes. Okay, so classic means not confined. Okay, let's see what's next. So Snapcraft is a snap, the software that's used to convert snapcraft.yaml files into actual snap files. Let's create our first snap and then run snapcraft init. So we're in the today's directory. I'll need to create a directory, the directory of the project. So let's say first snap. Okay, and then using snapcraft init, snapcraft init is going to create a snap directory, and inside there's going to be a snapcraft.yaml file. Let's look at the source code. So it's just a directory named snap, just a file named snapcraft.yaml. So this is scaffolding, creating a sample hello world project for snap. Okay, let's actually open this thing with Kate. Okay, so this is a dummy name. Let's name it the way we wanted. This is the best snap on which you can depend. So the options are Core 22, which means base libraries from similar to Ubuntu 22.04. There's other options which are still supported, such as Core 20 for Ubuntu, which is similar to Ubuntu 20.04. So all of these are similar to Ubuntu LTS long-term support releases. Okay. Confinement dev mode. This is the confinement where you start. The other possibilities are classic and strict. Strict is mandatory if you want to publish it in the Snap app store. Let's see the Snap app store. So this is the Snap app store, the web app for it. There's applications by the KDE community, which are these, 182 snaps. So not all of them are by the KDE community. I'm not sure why these are in the results. The Genie is not a KDE application. Okay. Next, these are probably related to Snap candidates table beta channels. Okay, and this is what should the Snap file contain. Should it contain libraries? Should it contain executables? Etc. Okay, so now that we have created the directory for our project, which is named firstsnap, we have a snapcraft.yaml file. The next thing to do is to actually build. Back to the instructions. Where are those? Okay, they recommend that, so the way to build is just use the command line snapcraft. Okay, there's a temporary file from Kate. Why do we have such a thing? We didn't save our work. Can we interrupt this thing? Yes. Let's run it again. So launching instance will be creating and managing a virtual machine. This is running the parts, which is just one part, my part. Set the pool, build, stage, prime, my part, the only part. Okay, and then it generated a file named firstsnap, the version that I gave it as a string, then AMD64, and then step, which is the file extension. Okay. Let's uncompress this file. So the file with extension snap is actually file system of type squashfs. Let's convert this thing into a directory on disk. Let's move the file out such that we don't pollute the current directory. Ctrl C. Ctrl V. So CD. Okay, so again, firstsnap 01 amd64.snap is the smallest snap file that you can create, and it's 4 kilobytes in size. Okay, it's a squashfs file system. We've uncompressed it. A directory named squashfs-root was generated. In there, there's metadata. There's no executables because we did not specify any file to add to the snap in the parts. So there's just the metadata file, which is meta/snap.yaml, which contains the data from snapcraft.yaml. So firstsnap version 0.1, the short description, summary, the description, architectures. I've only built it for AMD64, base, okay, confinement, dev mode, and grade devel. In order to install snap files that are confined dev mode, we will need to pass the ---- dev mode command line parameter when we install the snap. Okay, environment variables, there's path and LD library path. So this is for SO files, this is for the surge path. Let's look at the environment variable for the current user, named path. It ends with /snap/bin. So it's my previous environment variable path, to which it's now appended /snap/bin because I have snaps installed and mounted currently. Okay, let's look at the directory /snap/bin. So there's symlinks, nothing for the first snap. We didn't install first snap yet. Okay, so for core 22, there's a file system with everything in it. USR bin, ton of minimum Unix userland, executables available here such as cp, dd, df, diff, du, grep, etc. mv, ps, su, sudo, true, touch, who am I? And in as libraries, it is there. Where are the libraries? So these are the SO, some of the SO files that are available in the Core 22 snap, which is a base snap for many snap packages. So that's libelf, libffi, compression, algorithms, Kerberos 5, PAM, SQLite, SSH, ZYAML, the C++ standard library, std C++, libsystemd, etc. Okay. What do we need to do next? We should install this snap file. How do we do that? I don't know. Tool to interact with snaps. So that's snapd, which is a daemon that manages the lifetime of snap files, mounts them, unmounts them, does actions that require elevation, such as signals the slot, socket, interface, connection. So connections. Installs a snap on the system. So snap install, and then as parameters, if the snap is available in the Snap App Store but not in the release channel, you will need to specify which channel. So ---- edge, ---- beta, ---- candidate. If the confinement is not strict, then you need to specify either classic or dev mode or dangerous. Okay, so snap install what's the problem? Sudo and dev mode. Okay, so firstsnap is now installed. Let's list the snaps. It says firstsnap 01 is installed, and as note it says dev mode. Okay, so LXD is a dependency of Snapcraft, because Snapcraft needs to build snap files, and for that it will try to make sure that while building snap files, the libraries and environment variables from the host machine, so from my Ubuntu 23 installation of the operating system, is not being used. Instead, it uses virtual machines or a LXD container, etc. Okay, let's look back at snap directory /snap. In there we have /snap/firstsnap, the version, just contains meta, snap, and the GUI directory is empty. Okay, and let's remove this thing. Sudo snap remove firstsnap. Okay, let's now go back to blinken. Let's make sure the Git repository is up to date. I have it git cloned in this directory. Okay, so both the local master branch and the remote origin master branch point to the same git commit, which means that the local Git repository is up to date. Let's look at the directory structure in here. So there's no snap subdirectory. Instead, there's a .snapcraft.yaml file, which is in the top directory. Okay, let's build it. We'll use this command line. This means if building fails, don't unmount the LXD. Instead, open a terminal connection inside of that environment where building the snap file happens. Unfortunately, the progress is not that detailed. It's the output is short. Okay, and somehow it triggers various prompts from the KDE system tray when the build finishes. Okay, so launching instance, this was the virtual machine container LXD thing that's used in order to have a clean, separate build environment. Okay, and then it goes through the parts. So the first part to be executed is KDE neon, which goes pull, build. Okay, then another part is blinken. So for blinken, source is changed, pull step, pull, build blinken, restage blinken. Okay, stage KD neon, stage blinken, prime KD neon, prime blinken, and then the parts have finished. So there's the parts blinken, KD neon, and cleanup. So the part cleanup does prime cleanup, stage cleanup, rebuild cleanup, pull cleanup. Okay, and then at the end it generates the package in the current directory. So blinken 2308 AMD64 snap, which is already installed. So let's remove this thing. Let's do more than one. You can see GTK common themes in here, so maybe it's from it was pulled by the snap package for Blinken also. So disconnecting interfaces, and then unmounting the squash file system, and then whatever removing is. Okay, let's list again the snap packages that are installed on my system. And now let's install Blinken. So again, Blinken is grade stable and confinement strict, so this does not require any additional parameters to the snap install command line. Cannot find signatures with metadata for snap. I'm not sure what that means. Let's pause a bit and research. So I've passed it the -- dev mode command line parameter. And now it accepted, it allowed the installation. So I tried without any additional command line parameters, so dev mode, dangerous, beta, etc. It would not do it. It said that signatures are missing. But if I go -- dev mode, it ignores any missing signatures and it actually installs the snap package. Okay, so the difference between these two . Where is it? Okay, so indeed, Blinken will also install its dependencies, which are the snap packages for GTK common themes and KF5 Core 22. Okay, now let's see if Blinken is in my path. So I do not have Blinken installed from my deb packages from Ubuntu 23.04 on my host machine. I only have it installed using snap, and since /snap/bin is at the end of the path environment variable, if I go which Blinken, it says that it found a Blinken executable in /snap/bin. It's a GUI application, graphical user interface application, so we'll pass an ampersand at the end of the command line. Okay, this is the first launch. Let's see if other launches are faster. 21. Yes, so the first launch took kind of 4 seconds. The subsequent ones took less than 1 second. Less than 1 second. Okay, and the game works. This is the About KDE screen. This is the About Blinken screen, which says that the KDE framework in use it's this one, 5.108. The Qt that's in use is 5.15.10. It doesn't say that it's a snap version. Okay. Let's see if the web browser works. It's not a web browser, it's a multi-line edit box. Okay. The web browser works. Okay. Let's actually see the game working. This is the high score, and let's resize it and start to begin. The first level, and it blinked the red color, so I should press the red color. Now it will blink 2 colors, red and yellow. Red and yellow. 3 colors, red, yellow, yellow. Red and 3 yellows, so let's mess this up. Red, 2 yellows and a blue. Okay, so that's the game. The manual opens in a web browser, which is really great. And we exit the application. Okay, let's look at the /snap/bin directory, which is maintained by snapd, which is part of the path environment variable. We can see blinken in here, which points to /usr/bin/snap. What is that? So there's a executable on my system, which is called /usr/bin/snap. And when that's started as the executable blinken, then it does some magic. And actually will start /snap/blinken/ I don't know, current. And then we look inside meta. Sure where. So before actually running the executable, maybe pre-actions and post-actions will need to be run. You can see hooks in here and command chain in here. Okay, so we have installed snapcraft. We have created our first Hello World snapcraft project, which is named firstsnap. we've installed it. Then we've git cloned the KDE git repository, which is the one for the application Blinken, which is actually a game. From https://invent.kde.org/education/blinken.git. And then because this KDE git repository contains the file .snapcraft.yaml, which is a hidden file, we were able to build this KDE git repository and generate a file with the extension snap, which then we could install, but only in dev mode. The list of installed snaps increased from these to these. 3 extra snap packages were installed: GTK Common Themes, KF5, and Blinken. Then we can run the Blinken application either by just starting it from the command line, because both the Blinken application in here specifies the executable, which is where. In here in apps, so it says apps. One application is exported, at least one application is exported by this snap file, which is named Blinken because the exported application is named Blinken and the snap is also named Blinken. Then in the path environment variable in /snap/bin, there will be a Blinken file and executable. If there are more than one entries under apps, then all of the other entries that do not have the exact name of the snap package will be namespace. So there will be Blinken, which is the name of the package, dot, and then the name of the other additional exported application. Okay, and we have seen that for this application, also a desktop file was generated, which is where? This is the file that exists inside of the snap file, so inside of the squashfs file system. And this is the name that's exposed on my host machine in /snap/bin. So /snap/bin/blinken. The desktop file is translated in many languages as name, generic name, and then it has an icon. To execute, it executes Blinken. I'm not sure where all of these details come from. They certainly are specified in here in the .snapcraft.yaml file. Okay, so this is the desktop file. It's translated. It's taken from the actual application from the Blinken or KDE Blinken debug service name. Categories Qt, KDE education game, kids game. Okay, let's see if this thing is exposed in the start menu. And it is. Okay. Okay, so the blinken that we're seeing right now was started from the start menu in education, and it's running from the snap because we can see /snap /blinken /x11. So the place where a SO shared library, shared object file has been loaded from. So it's loading X11 libraries, Wayland libraries, KDE applications, Qt libraries, KDE libraries, audio libraries, GL libraries, font libraries, all from /snap /blinken /x11 KF5. And then some other libraries from /snap /core22, which is another snap file, snap package. The SO libraries that we saw previously, so the basic Linux SO files. So cap is for, I don't know, for terminal. This is for, I don't know, GPG or something. This is compression, Perl compatible regular expression, Kerberos, compression. And these are X11 libraries taken from the KF5. So the KF5 SO files are not from /snap/ whatever is the name of the KF5 snap, KF5 -5 -108, etc. But instead they're from inside the /snap /blinken /x11 /kf5 directory. So snap blinken x11. Where are you? No such file or directory. So inside /x11 there's no kf5. x1 inside the directory x1 there's no kf5 directory. So maybe it's actually the result of the overlay of squashfs file systems. and then var snap blinken common. This directory does not exist either, where it takes the font config cache from. Oh, in /var/snap. Okay, let's go there. Okay, so the font config cache is not in /snap/blinken, but in /var/snap/blinken. Phonon or Qt5 with a Phonon VLC backend. Fonts from the system. Still, maybe these files do not exist at all, which we see that the directory does not exist on the... If we look for this directory does not exist, and stat says no such file or directory. Maybe it's just lsoft trying to open the file and cannot. Whereas the binary blinken ran from snap actually can see these files. Okay. So there's desktop integration. Once you install the snap for blinken, you have the desktop file for blinken inside of your desktop's start menu. So in KDE Plasma, it's the application launcher, or in KRunner, this thing. Okay. And if we remove blinken, snap list. Okay, so blinken is not installed anymore. Then the integration, the desktop file should be removed from the start menu. So there was education category in here, which doesn't exist anymore because only blinken was in the category.